Okay, so I recently returned from Taiwan, where I went through the Bhikshuni ordination. So, and they, of course, always say, you gotta do the BBC, you gotta do the BBC, and tell them what it was like. So this is my version of what it was like in Taiwan. One morning I was sitting there in class, and since they were talking in Chinese, Mandarin Chinese, and I don't understand Chinese at all and had no translation, I decided to make a list of the things that I would not miss while I was there. Because I knew that they would tell me I had to do this. So this is my list of things that I would not miss while I was in Taiwan. I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up, but otherwise the first thing that comes to mind would be the food. I don't miss that. So scrambling to find out what the ceremony will entail. While we were there, we had to go through ceremonies, but since we didn't speak Chinese and everything was in Chinese, there was 6 of us who did not speak Chinese. We spoke English, and they didn't provide English translations for us. What we had was books of the ceremonies, which they decided they were not going to use. They had their own version. So since we were spread out in different groups, there was about 20 different groups with about 18 people in each group. There was like 480 people, lots of people. We had our own contacts. So each one of us went to our contacts who happened to speak some English, and we tried to find out what the ceremony was going to entail. And between the 6 of us, we figured out what it was going to entail. But scrambling to find out what the ceremony would entail, I'm not going to miss that. Shaving your head outside. The sleeping area where we were at was upstairs, up on the 6th floor. We'll get to that later. The sinks that we shaved our heads at and brushed our teeth at were on the 5th floor, and they were outside. So you got about 300 women trying to shave their heads in 4 to 6 sinks, and when you're standing outside, and if it's raining, which it did like 70% of the time, you're getting wet. So I'm not going to miss shaving my head outside. Little towels and little pillows. The towels are yay big. The pillows are just a little bit smaller. I'm used to big size pillows, king size pillows, overstuffed pillows. If you look on my bed right now, there's 2 great big pillows. I miss those. So little towels and little pillows. Night noise. The temple where I was at is in the middle of a great big city called Taiwan. The temple is a very big temple. However, on the side there's a little alley, and next to it is a parking garage. On the other side is a little alley, and next to it is a parking garage. Across the street is a hotel, and on the other side, across the street, is an office building. Now, being in a big city, you have traffic going 24 hours a day. You have sirens going 24 hours a day. You have people screaming and talking outside the temple in Chinese or whatever they speak there, Taiwanese, 24 hours a day. So night noise, I will not speak. Oh, and by the way, they sleep always with the windows open. It doesn't matter what the temperature is, whether it's raining, the wind is blowing, the windows are open. Having to walk a long way to get to the restroom at 1 a.m. in the morning. So you understand, where I was sleeping was on the 6th floor. And of course, I was all the way in the back of the room, the furthest away from the door and still being in the room. So you had to get up and walk through little narrow passageways because you got people sleeping here, and you're walking. You're trying to be very quiet. You go out the room, finally, go down the passageway, turn, and you put your shoes on right there, and then you go down some metal steps. This is 1 o'clock in the morning, remember, or 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Go down metal steps, go out, go through a room about this size, all the way through, go out the door that squeaks when you open it, turn left. Now you're outside, of course. You turn left, and you go down and around, and there's a little bathroom there. So you're doing this all in the morning, trying to be very quiet, you know. So I will not miss that. The inequality between men and women. The men always went first to do everything. Didn't matter. They started the chanting, and as soon as the men got out of the room, the instructors would stop chanting, and you're supposed to continue chanting for yourselves. So I will not miss that. Squatting at 1 a.m. in the morning to go to the bathroom. If you have never been to Asia and seen an Asian toilet, you're in for a treat. Enough said. Standing in line for the restroom. We had 3 toilets on one side, 3 toilets on the other side, and there was about 200 women. So think of what's going on. Okay. Brushing your teeth in the rain. You use the same sinks to shave your head as you use to brush your teeth. And so you're standing there in the morning brushing your teeth in the rain, and all of a sudden a mop appears in the sink next to you. Because they're trying to clean while you're trying to brush your teeth. You know, they got things to do, you got things to do. Showering with your clothes. Oh gosh, I love this. They don't believe in having a separate room to put your clothes in. Okay? So you step into the shower, you're fully clothed. You step into the shower, you take your clothes off, you put your clothes up as high as you can get them because you don't want them getting them wet. You have the clothes that you're going to put on, you have the clothes that you're going to take off, and you're in this little box about yay big. Okay. So, and then you take your shower and you turn the water off, and hopefully your clothes haven't become wet. So I'm not going to miss that at all. The robes falling off. They give you these robes that are made of 100% polyester, and they slide all over the place. You're trying to hold your robes up, and you got a hold of it like this, you know, 2 fingers. Always keep 2 fingers because it's going to slide off if you don't. And if you go like this, it just goes boom. And you're not wearing not 1, not 2, not 3, but sometimes you're wearing 4 of these robes. Okay, and they don't have clips on them. You're just holding them like this, you know, walking around. So I'm not going to miss that. Walking up and down. Okay, so this temple has 4 sides, but the first side is just great big arches and doorways where you can come in. And so it's got 7 flights, 7 stories. The basement, where there's shops and the dining room. And the doctor's office is down there too. It's where the lay people wander around. Then you come up and you're on ground level, and that's where the temple itself is, and it's a beautiful temple. And then the next floor is where the staff members live and their dining room. The next floor is the 3rd floor where the men lived. The next floor is the 4th floor where half of the women lived. The next floor is the 5th floor where half of the women brushed their teeth, shaved their heads, and then you went through a room like this. You know, it was a big room, had statues in it and everything, and you went up another floor. So I was actually living on the 6th floor. All right. So in the morning you go down to the temple, which is on the 1st floor, and then you come back, and then you go down to the basement, which is to eat, and then you go up to the 6th floor to take a rest, and then you go down to the basement. And you're walking up and down, up and down, and up and down. There's 22 steps going up each floor, okay? It's 22 steps, and then 22 steps, and then 22 steps. So going up and down, and up and down, and up and down all day long. That I will not miss. There is an elevator. There was elevators on both sides. However, when you got 400 people trying to use the elevators, it was just easier to go up and down, walk up and down. Coughing. I think, like I said, there was 480 people, and I think at some point, every single person was sick. You know, they were just coughing. So, and that was myself included. We got sick. So we'd sit in the temple or in the classroom, and you just sit and listen to the people cough. Coughing over here, coughing on the left side, coughing on the right side, coughing in front of you, coughing behind you, coughing here, coughing there. It was just cough, cough, cough all the time. And some people had really bad coughs, so I will not miss that. Sleeping with 37 women and all of their luggage in one room. So, I mean, that's what it was. It was a great big room, and they put tape on the floor, okay? Put your luggage here, and you walk down the middle of the aisle. I hope nobody has put their luggage in the middle of the aisle. So I will not miss that. Sleeping with 37 women and the luggage all in one room. Sleeping on the floor. They didn't give us beds. What they had was tape. They had little areas taped off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then on the other side was 9, and then on the other side was 9, and then on the other side was 9. So sleeping on the floor, they gave us little mats to sleep on. You know. Roll out the mat, sleep on the mat. My hips did not like that at all. Things I will not miss. Food. Okay. So they served us food. It was always vegetables cooked in grease and tofu of some sort cooked in grease. I hate tofu. Oh, they always, every rice at every meal, kanchi for breakfast, which is rice served as porridge, and then in the afternoon, rice. Okay, the biggest thing that I will not miss is not understanding what is being said. Everything was in Chinese or Taiwanese, and I don't speak Chinese, I don't speak Taiwanese, and they didn't have translations at all for us. It was just do what you do the best you can. One day we had our guide came in and started talking to us. So I turned, after she was done, I turned to Jim Pa. She talked for like 10 or 15 minutes. I said, "What did she say?" She said, "Work hard and do good." That was the way it was most of the time. So, you know, I'm pretty sure something was lost in the translation. Okay? So that was my experience in Taiwan. Now, those are the things that I will not miss. So you're going to have to wait till tomorrow to tune in and find out the things that I will actually miss. Okay? So that's my BBC.